Hey guys, welcome to the Massive Iron Channel. I'm Steve Shaw. In this video, I'm going to show you how to increase your chest gains by 318%. I'm not even kidding. It's here on the worldwide internet. Before I get into that topic, if you have any questions or comments, drop them down below. The best topic ideas I turn into videos just like this. All right. So I received a question from one of you guys in the comments section. They said, "Hey, big, hairy, ugly dude. BS or true? Can you increase gains by up to 318%? Well, I think they said 300% because that extra 18% is a lot to remember, honestly. But can you increase gains 318% by stretching? And I'm like, no. Where did you get that from? So the gentleman was kind enough to slide into my DM on Instagram with this little gem. And I'm going to read some of it to you just to kind of help you understand the magical mountain of bullshit that's shoveled out there in the worldwide YouTubes, the worldwide interwebs of people that don't understand what the fuck they're talking about. And that's quite a lot of them, honestly. All right, so here we have Men's Health UK. It says, stretching has the potential, we got that little caveat, the potential to increase muscle mass by 318%. All you read is muscle mass 318%, and your balls swell up. You get these big, juicy grapefruit testicles, and you're really excited. So you go on to read the rest of the steaming pile of bullshit that Mr. Edward Lane produced on October 1st, 2018. And I'm going to read some of the magical mountain of bullshit by Mr. Edward Lane, who looked at a study but doesn't understand what the fuck he's talking about when it comes to muscle mass. No disrespect, Edward Lane. I'm sure you're a nice chap. All right, we're not often advocates of bro science, but sometimes the weights bench worshippers stumble upon something, well, spectacular. Research published in the Journal of Applied Physiology found intense stretching after working a muscle group has a potential to increase its mass by 318% in 28 days. Arnold employed the protocol en route to Mr. Olympia, and it'll prove equally effective on your own journey. Equally effective, all right. Arnold did something similar, and if you do it, it'll be equally effective. Do you smell bullshit? I smell bullshit. 318%. Let's see if we can... For supersized success, you need to lengthen your fascia, a fibrous sheath surrounding your muscles, as well as protecting your proteinous fibers. The fascia also restricts them. Stretching unlocks those shackles and creates more room for your muscles to expand. Well, it might loosen up the fascia a little bit, but it's not going to increase your gains by 318%. Let me explain. Well, of course, they said the potential for 318%. But let me explain physiological reality and why this is a steaming pile of monkey crap. All right, so we know from studying natural potential that the human body has a potential, the male human body has a potential on average. This is not a rule. There can be a little plus or minus 1 or 2 for those of you trying to do that complicated math. You can do about 30 to 30, you can add about 30 to 35 pounds of muscle mass to your frame over the course of your life. This is for guys that aren't underweight to begin with because their body can add a little bit more muscle mass as it's normalizing to like a normal male, right? So let's say we know whatever your muscle mass potential is. Let me set this other phone down here. Whatever your muscle mass potential is, in about 30 to 35 pounds, you have the potential to gain about half of that your first year. And whatever you have remaining, you have the potential to gain half of that the remaining year. So let's say you got 32 pounds of muscle mass you can add to your frame, and you're a whack off, you're a slack off, you only add 8 the first year. So the second year you'd have the potential to add half of that, 24, which is about 12. So that is basically the way the human body works. You can gain about half the remaining muscle mass you have, your potential, each year. And you can't increase physiologically the amount of muscle mass the human body will put on. We know this because there's been extensive studies. See Dr. Casey Butt, who studied well over 300 individuals. And we know you can't without steroids. And because we're fucking smart, we're not jackasses. All right, so with that established, well, you might be a jackass. My mom says I'm not. All right, so with that established, if we consider the newbie who has maybe 16, 17 pounds of muscle mass to gain the first year, a 318% increase would put him, I don't know, 50 pounds of muscle mass during the first year. That's kind of what's going through people's heads when they read the study. You know that's obviously bullshit because it well exceeds their natural potential. Well, what about the intermediate who only has like, I don't know, 12 pounds of muscle mass to gain, so potentially 6 in the upcoming year? Well, again, any way you slice it or dice it, you're tripling the potential for, and then some, for muscle mass gains, which will always end up exceeding that multiplication factor. Will always end up exceeding your natural gains potential. It will always do that because you have half of your potential left to gain this year. And if you multiply that by 3.18, you're always going to exceed your natural potential. So this is complete and utter bullshit. It might prove to us, or it might indicate to us, that if you stretch after a workout, it might help in a very minimal amount, but it's not going to expedite your muscle building potential over time. It's really not going to accelerate. If we use common sense, we understand it's not going to accelerate how much you build muscle really over the course of a year or 2 years. If it accelerates it at all, it's by a very small percentage. Common sense tells us this. Rational thinking tells us this. And in fact, if this were true, that people were multiplying their gains exponentially by using some stretching protocol, we would have figured it out by now and everybody would be fucking doing it. So nice try, nice clickbait, don't get your hopes up. And certainly, if you want to stretch to loosen your fascia up before your next workout, that's fine. That's a really good idea. But don't do it and think you're going to exponentially or compound your muscle gains. I don't care what anybody says, they're wrong. So guys, hope this video has been of some help. If you have any questions or comments, drop them down below. If you made it this far in this video and have yet to subscribe to my channel, please do. I'd appreciate the support. So guys, as always, thanks for watching. Have a great day.